On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Tony gets revenge, Ethan goes fast, and Cole enters the Shadow Realm in search of loot yet again. We also make our triumphant return to YouTube. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
That was a long, awkward pause between that and this.
It was. I was trying to get the video on my stream going, so that way, sorry about that. I should have told you ahead of time. But you've been watching some people do stuff quickly? I know GDQ's not till next week, but...
It starts tomorrow.
Well, that is in the show notes. We will get to that a little later. Is there anything you've been doing lately, though, that would be interesting?
A lot of work.
They've been like running you ragged at work, haven't they?
Yeah. Over 100-hour work page. Over 100 hours per check.
Oh, gosh. That's crazy.
No lunch breaks or anything.
Really?
Sucks. It's like, I don't have time. People come in, they're like, hey, help. And it's like, oh, all right.
How much longer are you going to have to do this much longer? I know you're dealing with...
Once things calm down a bit and everything can get back to normality, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine you are exhausted.
Oh, yes.
After
very
all
much.
Of that. Because I know I used to have to do 10 hours of mandatory overtime, and that was across 2 weeks. And so just doing like 90 hours was exhausting to me. I couldn't imagine having to do more than that. That's insane.
Yeah, it really cuts into your game time. You're just exhausted when you get home and say, all right, I'm going to watch a video and go to bed.
Yeah. I know how that goes. Joining us as well this week, Ethan, we've got Cole.
The thing about sleep is that when you're dead, you can't do it either.
It's true. People always say I'll sleep when I die, but you're not really sleeping at that point. Are you?
Yeah.
At least I don't think so. But
I'm watching your stream, Tony. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, it's a KOTOR. It's one of the new Old Republic trailers.
Subscribe and get 5 clips monthly. Heck yeah.
Hey. I don't know who these characters are. Like, I should know who some of these characters are.
Well, that one's Gaul from Destiny 2.
That she looks like the dancer from the original, Return of the Jedi, and that dude is now dead. So...
Oh, yeah, he just got red sabered.
I almost want to say this is Darth Revan, but I don't know for sure.
They should make it like where like the evil guys, anytime they pick up a lightsaber, it should just be red. Kind of like watch like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 80s, 90s show, whatever it was. Every time you would see like gunfights, and I don't know if they did this in G.I. Joe or not, but it was like the good guys, their guns fired blue, bad guys fired red.
Yeah, Star Wars was the same way, except it was backwards. The good guys fire, if I remember correctly, the good guys fired red laser bolts and the bad guys fired green. Which always confused me, because if the Sith have red lightsabers, wouldn't the bad guys also have the red laser bolts?
You would assume.
So, I was gonna put in something like a Kenobi episode, but I thought that's probably a bad idea for this.
Could be.
So you get the Old Republic until we switch over to Cole, which we can do right now, talking about Destiny, because that's what Cole's been playing.
Yeah, I decided I guess I'd try to Sherpa the duality dungeon for some buddies that needed help this week.
Yeah.
I have a total of, I think 4 clears now, so I'm not really exactly the expert or a guide.
I'm an expert.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't been able to hit my 3 dungeons a week, so I've been falling behind on that part, but got to help some people who hadn't finished it before get their clear.
Yeah.
So that technically counts as a Sherpa as far as the emblems and stuff are concerned.
Cool.
But I don't know how much we've touched up about the dungeon before.
I don't know.
But
That's a good question.
it's pretty good. So all the dungeons, there are these 3-player activities. It's like a mini raid for 3 people. And this season's dungeon is Duality, where we enter Cal's mind in order to see, what his plans are with the corruption of the Leviathan, and since spoken to.
Oh, no,
And he's gone.
Cole's eating his microphone.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what the last thing I said was.
You're talking about going into their mind.
Oh yeah, so we in this one, Duality, you enter Cal's mind to kind of figure out what his plans are, how he's utilizing the pyramid with the Leviathan and the moon, and it's pretty cool. You have the normal world, which is Leviathan's landscapes, and then you go into what I've called the Shadow Realm, which is the Nightmare Realm, the Nightmare World. By ringing one of the bells of conquest, it switches, and some of the level changes based on whether you're in the Shadow Realm or in the real world. And you'll quickly learn that if you're not standing next to the Junko Bell when it's time to come back from the nightmare, you'll die.
Okay.
And sometimes you stay in the nightmare.
Yeah.
Ethan, if you're
you
still
can
watching
bug
my
out-
stream, is it weird to see
Yes.
Cole talking without him moving his mouth?
I got over that 5 seconds after watching just you being out of sync.
Sorry, Cole, go ahead.
No, I was like, you can see my mouth?
Yeah, we've got your
What's going
stream.
on?
I've got your stream from Destiny earlier this week playing.
Oh, gotcha.
I was like, man, he's got custom modes on here and stuff. Now it's the colorblind mode.
Yeah, that's the color blindness. Yeah, it makes things look way different.
Yeah, it's yellow instead of red.
Like my favorite armor, the Gambit Prime armor. The colors are all different. It's supposed to help, but it doesn't.
It hadn't even registered to me looking at this video that it was different. I probably should have realized that very quickly, but I didn't.
You're probably colorblind.
Except I'm pretty sure I'm not. My daughter inadvertently made a colorblind test earlier, a couple weeks ago, and I was able to see the differences of the thing. So I don't think I'm colorblind, but maybe I am.
I'll send you one that you'll tell. It'll be a colorblind test, but it'll be in a different language, and it'll be like translate this sentence into English.
What if you don't know the language?
Then it's gonna say you're colorblind.
Oh, okay. Then I'm definitely colorblind because I don't know any other language except the tiniest little bit of German.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. There's dungeons right up there, I would say, with Pit of Heresy. Maybe more fun than Prophecy. More fun than Shattered Throne. But yeah, when the new season came out, we all knew that we were getting a new dungeon and new activity. And this is going to go on for another couple of months. They've had their Sever activities, which is like the activity, seasonal mission you go in and get story with, and I won't touch upon that. It's pretty good. It looks like there's going to be 9 weeks of it.
Yeah.
And we're on week 5?
Yeah, 5.
Week 5, yeah. So we've got a few more weeks to do
I
that.
I called something was going to happen, and it happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was great. So the helm where the Crown of Sorrow is positioned, it has all this like darkness, like weird
Plant growth.
egregore plant life that's growing because of it. And we had a little like sterilization chamber. It's like it's fine, it won't spread. The sterilization chamber gets all that stuff off you and makes sure it stays contained. This week you can see that it's starting to get out of the room that it's contained in. Like the sterilization room is just completely taken over. The Cabal are starting to get surrounded by it. It's even starting to get towards the center of the room. So
it's actually out in the main room that you spawn in there.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're gonna keep the helm next season or
fly into the sun to cleanse it.
Yeah, or do something to it. But
that sounds
it's
like
no
fun.
bueno. Yeah, we're gonna have our own almighty thing.
Yeah, if you think about it, Callus had that thing in a dungeon in his ship.
Yeah,
and even though we took it out of there long ago, his ship is like massively overrun with that. So there's probably no saving the helm.
Yeah. Helms. Let's just nuke it from orbit.
There you
go. But that's about it. I really haven't had much time to do anything else. I did most of that. I've been playing some mobile games on my phone, which I don't like talking about them that much, but they're fun.
I hate myself when I play mobile games, but I play a lot of them.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I play other games that aren't mobile games on my phone sometimes, like the Wordle and Hurdle and stuff like that.
I have a daily routine of Wordle, Quirtle, Hurdle, and Framed, and those are the 4 of those that I play every day.
Yeah.
Do you play them, or are they playing you?
Probably the other way around. But like, I have those. My wife plays Wordle, Quirtle, and Octurtle, which is 8 words that you have to try to guess. I'm not even going to attempt that. But Wordle and Quirtle, I can do. Hurdle is fun because it's music. And then Framed is screenshots from movies that you have to try to guess.
Nice. What was that show that used to be on TV where the people would guess what the song is?
There's like...
and they're like, I can name it in one note.
Oh, that's Name That Tune. I love that show.
Damn.
They brought it back recently, and it's hosted by one of the Jane Krakowski. It's not as good as like the 80s version of the show.
Mike Wachowski, got it.
And Randy Jackson plays the piano. For the people trying to guess.
Oh, Randy Jackson, not
yes.
Randy Newman.
Not Randy Newman. No, that's a different Randy. So, but yeah. So all right, well, is that it? Cool.
Yeah, that's all. That's basically it. Yeah.
All right. Well, Ethan, what about you? What have you been playing?
So, Sonic Origins apparently came out.
This one kind of snuck up on me because I had forgotten this was coming out this week.
I didn't know it was out either, and I pre-ordered.
Oh man!
I thought the game that for Sonic was being released was the Sonic 06 was being re-released.
No, that's next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll get a remaster. That might be PS6 and like whatever comes after the Xbox Series systems.
Xbox 2.
Yeah, wouldn't that be?
Actually, if they were to re-release Sonic 06, they would have to get the demo build, the secondary demo build for the 360 version. That was a 360 specific build, and it corrected so many bugs. And then they're like, "Well, we got to match this with the PlayStation, so we're gonna downgrade y'all back to the original demo or something." And so it's like if we could get that and get like all these other improvements made, the series would be great.
It's almost like Sega doesn't want to make good Sonic games.
Well, we have that in the news. So.
It is in the news. But how is Sonic Origins? This is a re-release of the first 3 and then Sonic Spinball. Is that right?
I didn't see Spinball. I saw the island for it, but not the actual thing.
Oh.
So I only got to play it for a little bit today. because of failure to tell me when my pre-order is available. Thank you, Steam. I just happened to check Twitter and like, oh hey, this game's out. And like, it's like, okay, well, the person I usually follow for this stuff, I was pretty sure he had an early build to begin with.
Yeah.
So then I started seeing other people playing it, and I know they don't get early builds because they're popular, but they're not that popular, I guess. I assume. Maybe I assume too much. Anyway.
They're bougie, but not Mr. Beast bougie.
Sure, we'll go with that. So yeah, I got to play it for a little bit today, tested it out, played a little bit of Sonic 1, and then went right into Sonic 3 because Sonic 3 is massively superior.
It's got knuckles.
And it's like Sonic 1, that's pretty good, especially with the spin dash added in there. It makes that game so much more bearable to play. It was just so hard to go back to after playing Sonic 2 growing up.
Yes.
And then also having Tails in back then too. So
did they add Tails into Sonic 1 as well?
No, whenever you start it, you get the option to play as Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles, not Sonic and Tails.
Okay.
But this collection is Sonic 1, Sonic CD, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles. So it's not even like you just choose like original Sonic 3. You have to go 3 and Knuckles.
Nice.
The thing about this package that confuses me is it seems like it's rehashing what they already did with Sonic Mania. I mean, I know they're adding other games in there, but coming off of the heels of the release of Sonic Mania, this just seems like an odd choice to put out these Sonic games again.
They should have just called this like the Genesis Collection Remastered or something. And there is a lot of work into making this different.
Okay.
Like right now on my screen, on Tony's screen, it was the Tails going through the Sonic 3 special stage.
Yeah.
At that time, and that stage looks, I mean, it's always looked like really impressive, even on the Genesis. But in this version, it's like, okay, this runs really well. This is great.
Does it seem like they've updated the visuals?
Yes, you can definitely see some updated visuals. Everything's running buttery smooth, as much as I hate to say that, considering what we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still Sonic, and there's known glitches here and there. It's like, this is the stuff I grew up playing already and enjoyed. It's probably the weirdest thing that I keep finding on here is just these minor changes I would never expect to encounter, like going into a boss fight on Angel Island, or the very first level you encounter the I forget what it's called, but it shoots the thing burns the forest down, and you during the cutscene you can attack the crap out of it. You can't destroy it, but you can attack it. They took the movement away and make Sonic stand purposely in the middle while this happens.
No.
So they have little changes like that here and there, and it's just kind of awkward. And I think Sonic 1, I couldn't even attack Robotnik until he was like ready to be attacked.
And one of the things about like that is you can attack him as soon as he starts to show up on the screen.
Yeah, he's there for bad stuff, so it's knock the crap out of him and go.
Yeah.
Sorry, it switched over to Sonic CD, and I remembered a very interesting glitch I saw that someone did. They were underwater and they had a future goalpost that they hit, and they were trying to go really fast before they drowned, and they drowned just as they hit the future thing, and so Sonic warps to the future and just dies.
Oh. Poor Sonic. He didn't get to enjoy the future.
He went too fast.
But they did put a lot of love and care into this. Like the sprites are massively overhauled. Like they have a lot more depth to them. in like if you stand on something where your character like does a 360, there's like frames for every bit of that, which I just saw on Tony's stream.
Yeah, and like this was partly developed by the Sonic Mania team, wasn't it?
Yes, and let's see, there was also A Plus Star. He was involved with it, and he was so happy he could talk about it once it was announced, because he had been basically a ghost online since he got recruited to work on it.
He'd been working on it for a long time and couldn't say anything.
Yeah, it's like I thought he just gave up on his YouTube channel. No, he was physically working on a game. But I mean, it's weird because the 1, 2, and 3, they've been released so many times.
Yeah,
and it's just really interesting that Sega would do or let this happen, and then kind of do a bad job right after that. But we'll come back to that later.
It again, like going back to Sonic Mania, it seems like that would have been like making these games in the Sonic Mania versions where they take, they give you the one level, then they remaster it and, give you a modern level to follow up with that, and you get like the best of the both worlds sort of thing. So it's just really weird to me why they would go back and just re-release these and not give them the Sonic Mania treatment as well.
Yeah. And also, the widescreen support on here is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, they're actually going to go widescreen, so we'll see more on the screen than what we usually see. It's going to ruin that 4:3 aspect ratio completely, make the games play so different. Mm-hmm. No, it handles the same. Feels pretty good still. And the cutscenes are interesting.
I was going to say, we see some new animation stuff.
Yeah, just like what we had in Sonic Mania.
Yeah. That was probably the best part of Sonic Mania. Was just...
Oh, yeah, it was totally enjoyable. It was very pleasant to get to view that stuff.
Like, that would have been a cool style to do a Sonic cartoon in, is this that we're seeing here on the video right now. Because that's a really, really nice art style for Sonic. Oh, except for that.
Yeah, and it's like they did shorts of it online back with Mania, and it was just there's no audio really other than just sound effects.
Yeah, which I thought those were kind of going to be a test to see how people reacted to that sort of animation style for Sonic.
And people loved it.
Yeah.
I haven't gone through to try out any of the missions or anything. I'm just been kind of testing the waters on there to see what I can enjoy from it. And, well, that's weird. That's a Sonic and Knuckles intro there. I wonder if they threw in a cutscene or something. Anyway, I will not bore us with more Sonic talk until later.
Yeah, because we're gonna get back to Sonic in the news here in just a little bit.
And I basically went up to the whole end point of your video there.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah.
So, well, I have been playing pretty much non-stop Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge from the time it came out until now. I've probably played through it 8 times now across 3 different platforms.
Have you maxed out all the characters?
No, because I'm playing on all these different platforms, I haven't. I've played through it like 3 times on the Switch, a couple times on the Xbox, once by myself, once with Micah. I guess I've done it 3 times on there. Once by myself, once with Micah, and then once with my son. We're finishing up that playthrough to probably tomorrow. And then I've been playing the PC version just to try that out as well.
Okay.
And all of them run, almost identically. It's not a super taxing game on the systems. I have noticed the Switch version since the update has gotten a little better online.
That's good.
It's still not perfect, but it is better. I found fewer issues with connection issues and glitches and things of that nature.
Wait. Is this our footage I'm seeing or someone else's?
This is ours.
It seemed a little too convenient seeing the same characters.
Yeah, I posted my review of the game today to the YouTube channel, so that is up there now, and that is what you're seeing is the video from my review of Shredder's Revenge. But it is such a good game. Like, I have enjoyed it. It is, even playing it this many times, because the game is so short and it lends itself perfectly to that arcade replayability thing. It's just been fun to go back and play through and try out the different characters and see the different animations that they have, and how slightly differently they each play to each other. Like, I'm not a big fan of Splinter. He's probably the one character I don't like as much because he's the slowest but the strongest character.
Who's your favorite?
Mikey.
Okay.
Mikey and Casey Jones. I have been a Mikey main since the arcade days back in the late 80s or the early 90s.
A good number of people were. Oh, there's the glitch.
Yeah, we may be getting to the glitch section of the review. Yeah, there's the other one. And then here in just a minute, you'll see the foot. Yeah, there's the foot soldier attached to your foot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, y'all thought I was crazy.
Yeah, I had to go. I went to your stream and pulled all of those glitches just so that I would have them for the review, and it was. I'm glad I did.
Nice.
But yeah. The game is just fantastic. I have loved it so much, and I am very much looking forward to them doing if they do some DLC. I'd love it. Like, I'd love to see some like playable Irma or some of the other characters as playable.
Did Irma ever actually do anything in?
No, you just rescue her and Vernon and the boss from the.
No, I mean, like, did they ever fight it? I mean, technically April didn't, but she does. So
I don't think, even in the cartoons, I don't think so. Maybe in like the live action, the Michael Bay movies.
I don't recall seeing Irma in there.
And Vernon did, but yeah. So this has been a wonderful sort of return for the Turtles because they haven't had a really good game in quite a while. So
yeah, and this is like the best way to go about that too, is a whole new classic arcade game.
Yeah.
With 6-player capability.
I was talking to my son earlier, and I was like, I would really, really like to have this in an arcade machine.
Yeah.
If they put out these little mini arcades with this game, even if they couldn't do 6 players, because that would be almost impossible to have a machine that big. I would absolutely buy it and put it in my house and play through this game.
They could easily do it. I mean, widescreen support, 6-player.
I'm just talking about the size of the machine would be really.
I'm thinking of like the 1-Up arcade cabinets. They might want to have to limit it down to like 4 players, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, because like they've done the 4-player turtle machine in that small size already, and so you could limit it to 4 players, or do 2 or 4 players locally, but still, and give it online support. Just toss a Wi-Fi chip in there somewhere and let you be able to play this specific one online.
We're gonna have to build our own, Tony.
Hey, don't think I haven't thought about that exact thing. Because I've got a nice space out in my garage where I can build stuff, and I could take one of these arcade 1-Up machines, and there are tutorials online for how to put other games onto them. So I have.
Yeah, you need a bare minimum of 1 gigabyte for this game.
I have been thinking about how you could put this game into an arcade machine. So, but yeah, that is what I've been playing pretty much nonstop, aside from Gartic Phone that we played a little bit of. And I played some Fall Guys this week. And I got about 1 day's worth of fun out of it before I was just getting frustrated over and over again. The character movement's just bizarre, and
apparently there was a lot of problems with that game.
And I don't know if that is something new or if that's been the case forever. But yeah,
something to do with server overload and some other things recently. They did get most of it worked out, but at the end of the day, it's still an Epic exclusive now. But they took it off of Steam, but let the people who still have it.
Yeah, and like you have to log into your Epic account on the Switch because that's what I've been playing. I've been playing on the Switch. But they suckered me in with the Assassin's Creed content in the Battle Pass for launch. So they got me. I spent the $10. I was like, whatever. It's $10. I can get the Battle Pass to play as Ezio and Fall Guys. And I got 24 hours worth of fun out of it, but I don't think I'll revisit it. I didn't have that much fun. So, but that's been it for me. So let's take a quick break and we will come back and we will talk about the news. All right. So first up in the news this week, Nintendo announced a Direct was happening, and it happened on Thursday. It was not the Direct a lot of people wanted, though.
I didn't even know they had a Direct.
I think they announced it on Tuesday this week, and then they had the Direct on Thursday. It was focused specifically on Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Okay, I got a real quick question to ask. This
Okay.
is just more of a personal matter on the this one.
Okay.
Did they announce when we can pre-order again for the collector's edition that only they're selling through their store?
I don't think so.
Dang it.
But I don't really remember. That guy, one of these characters, looks straight out of Persona. Like, he looks like a Persona character and not a Xenoblade character.
Which one?
He's a guy with like fluffy hair and glasses. You'll see he's very
Fluffy hair and glasses.
yeah.
So to Tony, that is Persona.
That is Persona. Like, I don't know. I think it's just the way the glasses and the hair.
You're the one with the video control. You can rewind it to that.
I mean, I could. Let's see. Let's go back here. Let's see if I can find him. There he is. That guy.
Hold on.
Right there on the left.
Okay, I see it.
He looks like a Persona character to me.
So it was a guy with puffy hair and
glasses, and that means Persona.
That means Atlas character. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it is the default look for an Atlas character. Like the block climbing game, he had fluffy hair and glasses.
Catherine.
Yeah. That's the only example, really, but still. That means Persona. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming out. It is more Xenoblade Chronicles. This takes place between a war between two rival factions. These characters have specific lifespans. They live 10 years, and then at that point, if they survive that 10-year period of time, then they die. But generally, I liken this a lot to like the clones from Star Wars, where they're bred specifically to just fight, and if they die, their essence gets sucked up by these giant. It's very weird. But
that reminds me of the Army Men RTS game.
I have not.
It's
played that.
It's you mine plastic, build your army you mold them from the plastic you mine, and then like whatever you're building, if it or your army they die, they leave a puddle behind, so you go gather up the plastic to build more.
But yeah, you'll see some of these characters when they die, they turn into this, like right here, you can see they dissolve and their essence gets sucked up by these giant robots. It makes them stronger. It gave me vibes of like going back to the live stream in Final Fantasy VII.
It'd be closer to the Spirits Within. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, it was 20 minutes of more information about Xenoblade Chronicles. The game's coming out fairly soon. When is the release date?
Yeah, very soon actually.
I was thinking they were just doing this to get July 29th, so at the end of the month. We're not that far away from the release.
So much for that pre-order.
There's still a lot of people thinking that maybe Nintendo's going to still announce another, proper E3 style direct for next week. I've seen some rumors floating around today that they're going to do that, but it's going to be focused specifically on third-party games.
It's supposed to be like a Pokemon direct or something, I think.
I would not be surprised. That sounds like something they would do in like August or September, because that's closer to the release.
Yeah, the release of Scarlet and
Violet.
Violet or whatever it is.
Yeah. So,
which apparently is for pre-order on their website again. If you want the double pack.
Yeah, but you don't get any kind of discount if you get the double pack.
Yeah. So Guess I'll just buy them individually again.
So, there used to be a time when you would buy those double packs and you'd get like $5 or $10 off. But that
I
doesn't
think
seem like
last
the
time
case
I
anymore.
pre-ordered, I had to pay full price. It was like buying both games full price, but it came with two codes,
Hmm.
so I could have 100 Pokeballs starting off.
Well, that's at least, something.
So 100 for each game. But I could use them both on the same game if I wanted.
Yeah. Then you never run out of Pokeballs. Actually, 200 Pokeballs don't last that
Well,
long.
it's like you can get to Great Balls and Ultra Balls fairly quickly in Diamond and Pearl, so it wasn't like it was a big deal to have that many.
Yeah. And like, you toss Pokeballs like candy in Legends. And, like, for some fairly new technology in the Pokemon world, you're just throwing Pokeballs everywhere.
Yeah, but you're also crafting them from all the stuff you gather, and it's just quick and easy to make your own.
True. True.
And then you have those sniper balls where they shoot like a mile out from wherever you throw.
I got a lot of the heavy ones. I think they were heavy.
Those never really worked for me, so I was like, all right, I'll just use the sniper ones, get them from afar, and call it good.
But well, there you go. That is Xenoblade Chronicles. That's coming out.
Persona Edition.
Yep. Xenoblade Persona 6, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's the crossover we didn't know we needed. Overwatch is a thing. This is what I'm expecting is probably the first of the games from the Activision Blizzard acquisition by Microsoft to be a thing. This is coming to the Xbox probably, maybe not before everything else, but it is going to be, it's a Game Pass day one type thing, but it's free to play.
And it will also be replacing their Overwatch.
Yes, they announced this week that when Overwatch 2 comes out on October 4th, you will no longer be able to not only not download Overwatch, the original release, you won't be able to play it. This is essentially just completely wiping Overwatch 1 from existence.
Yep.
Which a lot of people are not happy about.
Oh, rightfully so.
And this is
But you know what's going to happen? They're going to come back here in like 5, maybe 10 years later
and release Overwatch.
And they're like, here's Overwatch Classic for $50 remastered on modern consoles, maybe even $70. We don't know.
Yeah, so this is from a Q&A on Reddit with the game's director Aaron Keller. Wow, no, Aaron Keller. We're using the term early access to indicate that this is just the start of many new things coming to the game. We're launching with new heroes, maps, and features, but there are even more of those things coming seasonally every 9 weeks. We recently released a roadmap detailing some of this content with a new hero coming in Seasons 1 and 2. And a new map in Season 2. Additionally, larger pieces of the game that have always been a part of the vision for Overwatch will be released as part of the live service, including the launch of the PvE campaign next year. And when Overwatch 2 launches on October 4th, it will be a replacement for the current live service game. So this is sort of the first big title that I can think of that is just completely erasing a previous game from existence. Like, the closest thing I can think we've had to this, and this is because this is going to almost certainly be a digital only type thing. There may not be a physical version of Overwatch 2 at all.
I can't help but feel that this might just be the reaction from whenever they originally announced Overwatch 2. Like, they had big hopes for it, and then they let the people have that beta test or something, and everyone's like, this is just Overwatch 1 with more stuff
and
more characters,
fewer players per match, because they're dropping it from 6v6 to 5v5.
Yeah, so and people were just like, okay, this isn't that different at all. It's just more of the same. And I'm betting what Blizzard was like, uh-oh, we messed up. We didn't plan ahead on this.
Yeah. I can almost guarantee there are going to be fan servers up somewhere, even if you have to search deep into the internet for them.
For the original Overwatch,
Overwatch. But the closest thing I can think of to something like this would be like Mario 35, where it was available for just a limited amount of time, and then Nintendo completely erased it from existence. We
Yeah,
haven't.
but that wasn't replaced. That wasn't getting replaced by another game.
Yeah, that's the closest thing though that I can compare this to that I can think of because I don't know of anything like even.
Destiny.
Yeah, you can compare it to Destiny 2, if
But
anything.
you can still play Destiny 1, can't you?
No, not Destiny 1. We're
Not
just Destiny
between
2.
Destiny 1 and 2, just Destiny 2 and Destiny 3, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because
like,
Destiny 2, you have the Red War, you had. Oh gosh, what all has been.
Curse of Osiris.
They've removed so much content that you can't access in that game at all anymore.
Yeah, if you want to play the first mission from the Destiny 2 game, you can't. You'll get like a modified version as a new light, but
You get the first mission from the first Destiny game.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So like the mission, like the newest mission that we did this week, where we're helping Keitel and she's seeing Gal's nightmare. He is the boss from Red War. So making the joke like only 90s kids would remember this guy isn't that far off.
Okay, yeah, but I imagine I can understand the disappointment that people have with, even though I'm not an Overwatch player. If I had been playing Overwatch or any game for as long as this one's been out, and then it just completely gets erased from existence, I'd be very upset.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I think,
Or it'd be like taking a Mario game and saying, "All right, well, we're removing Mario 1. You can only play Mario 2."
yeah, that would be terrible.
You can't play Zelda 1 anymore. You have to play Zelda 2.
Oh gosh, no.
Which I am super happy with on that, but Sony, on the other hand,
No. Zelda 2, bottom tier of the Zelda games for me. So that would make me very, very upset.
You want to know what makes people even more sad and angry?
What?
Apparently, Bobby Kotick's staying on.
I would imagine as soon as that deal finalizes, he's gone. Like,
I'm just saying what I saw in the news earlier.
Yeah, but like they can't get rid of him right now. But as soon as that deal goes through, he gets replaced. Like I think Microsoft.
They're just waiting for a legal way to get rid of him.
Yeah, they can't do anything because they don't own the company yet. They don't make any of those decisions. They can't do anything about him. But the second the ink is dry on that contract, I bet he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So. But speaking of Microsoft, they are going to be updating xCloud soon. We don't have an official date or time that this is going to happen, but they are bringing one of my most requested features to xCloud on PC, and that is mouse and keyboard supports.
Finally.
Something that I have been begging for a long time. For any of those games that have mouse and keyboard support on the Xbox, it would have been so nice if as soon as you launch the game on PC, it recognized that you're playing on a PC that has a mouse and keyboard plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this week it's not actually officially been announced. It was through a video on their developer YouTube channel where they didn't make a big deal of it. They were just like, this long-awaited feature is being rolled out. We're working on it right now. We're working on getting that final implementation done, and developers can add the feature right now. So I would imagine before too long we start to see some of those games get updated to have mouse and keyboard support, which would be so nice. Because Sea of Thieves, Halo, all of those games that I got used to playing on PC, I would love to be able to boot it up in xCloud and play with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, it would be nice.
So
superior controls and all that.
There were some other updates that they talked about.
Yeah, okay.
About making some changes to the UI and some other accessibility type features that could be implemented in the future, but they didn't go on too deeply about that. They were really focused on the mouse and keyboard stuff with that.
Okay.
And I am as soon as this happens, I will be playing some Halo and some Sea of Thieves with mouse and keyboard. Maybe by the time Halo Infinite has co-op for the campaign, they'll have mouse and keyboard support on xCloud.
Maybe, maybe, but I mean that's not gonna be until they release like a remaster of the game.
So, I want to play that campaign with you guys so much. That campaign was so good.
Be better with friends and replayability.
Halo is always better with friends. So, but it's time to talk Sonic. We alluded to it earlier.
Oh no.
And that is that Sonic Origins has been a mess. And one of the developers of the game, Simon Tomley from Headcanon, took to Twitter this week in a series of tweets accusing Sega of introducing wild bugs into the series and basically just, ranting about the development of Sonic Origins. It's kind of long, so...
I think his team specifically was on Sonic 3.
What were they?
Based on what I was reading from your thing that you had there, yes.
Yeah, but he said, "This is frustrating. I won't lie and say that there weren't issues in what we gave to Sega, but what is in Origins is also not what we turned in. Integration introduced some wild bugs that conventional logic would have one believe were our responsibility. A lot of them weren't," he said. "Regarding Origins, we were outsiders creating a separate project that was then wrangled into something entirely different. We knew going in there'd be a major time crunch, and we worked ourselves into the ground to meet it just so this would even be made and released. Again, I can take some responsibility for my and my team's mistakes, and there were some actual mistakes, some overlooking, some rush jobs, some stuff we noticed but weren't allowed to correct near the end. It's absolutely not perfect, and some of it's from us. It's complicated. I'm extremely proud of our team for their performance under such pressure, but every one of us is unhappy about the state of Origins and even the Sonic 3 component. We weren't too thrilled about its pre-submission state either, but a lot of that was beyond our control. We asked to do major fixes near submission, but weren't allowed due to submission and approval rules. We asked about delays early and repeatedly, but we were told they weren't possible. We offered to come back for post-release fixes and update. We don't know yet if that's happening. We want these problems to be addressed. We provided a ton of feedback during and after the development for future updates." So, I know I've seen a lot of people talking about this game being pretty buggy. I don't know what your experience with the game has been.
I haven't had, like I said, I just got to play it for a little bit today, and I just kind of jumped around, did some stuff. So what I've done isn't too buggy, but I did replicate a bug that someone else showed off.
Yeah.
And that's just on the first actual Robotnik fight in Sonic 3. So, and all that amounted to was go into the boss fight with the lightning shield, and whenever the canister thing comes down after you defeat Eggman, where he runs to the right and Knuckles explodes the bridge and drops him.
Yeah.
Instead, it just drops Sonic into the death pit, instant death, and throws you into the next level.
Wow.
So it's more of a speedrun tactic, if anything.
Yeah. Shaving a few seconds off of that time.
If the routing can be done. I don't know if it can be or not.
Yeah. I can't imagine being a developer on this game and knowing that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, and you're like begging to have more time to fix the problem, and they're just like, no.
And being told no.
We got to get this game out. It doesn't matter. We're going to release it in whatever state it's in.
And then not given any info for but post game or post release bug fixes,
Yeah.
patches, in other words.
So, and I know there have been other games. I'm trying to think of anything right off the top of my head where people have talked about that. Like Balan Wonderworld needed more time.
That needs more than just some bug fixes.
That's true. That's true.
That needs more. That needs game programming done to it.
No Man's Sky.
Well,
Apparently that's like in a very good place now, but I'm not going to go back to it because I soured on the original experience.
I've tried going back to No Man's Sky like 3 or 4 times, and I can't get past the initial planet because I keep dying.
Tony, did you get yours from the $5 bargain bin?
Yes.
Yes. I'm so
Yes, I
happy about
did.
that.
I bought it when it was $5. So
aren't you glad you took my advice on that?
I am. And I would like to go back because it seems like a really good game, especially with all of the stuff they've added to it and made better. But
I just don't want to re-download all the or I don't want to install and then download all the updates. Or was it free on something? I don't know.
It might have been free at some point on something, but it might have been like a PS Plus game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems like the kind of game I would really, really like. But I have not been able to go back to it. And speaking of No Man's Sky, I guess we could just talk about the next story as well while we're talking about Sonic. And that is that No Man's Sky is coming to the Switch. But on the Switch, it will not be as fully featured as the other versions because it's going to be single player only.
So when you say single player only, do you mean like original release single player only, or even more crippled than that?
Like, it's going to have a lot of the updates and things, but you are not going to be able to meet or play with other players in any way.
So I won't, like, if I find some planet that someone else has already been to and named, am I going to know that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's even more crippled. That. Ugh.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're looking forward to experiencing the game with friends or other players, you may have to wait for an update that would come later. According to the game's official website, No Man's Sky will be a single-player experience at launch. To further clarify, they say it will still receive all the benefits of the live service game, of the award-winning live service game, but there won't be any multiplayer elements. This version will also continue to benefit from ongoing post-launch development. So,
which award did it win?
Best improved game or something like that. Like the.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So,
but then again, I mean, when you have game that like that, and then you actually, and then you actually make it playable. I mean, you have nowhere to go but up, and so getting that award's kind of easy.
Yeah, see, the trailer's showing all of the big updates that came to No Man's Sky, and they will all be on the Switch. You just won't be able to play it.
A lot of updates.
You won't be able to play it with your friends.
Can I look like that person right there with the helmet and looking off to the side, not caring?
That's supposed to be the point of the game. It's a vast universe for you to explore as an immortal.
So, much like Metroid, this is a very lonely universe.
Yeah.
But less fun.
You are the only person in the universe, apparently.
I guess you can ride on the dragonflies.
I mean, there is that. So, I mean, if you want to pay $60 on the Switch to ride dragonflies alone, you could do that.
Yeah, that's the point of contingencies. It's the flying of the dragonflies alone that did it for me. I can't do it.
Okay, where's this game on my shelf here? Hold on. Oh god, did it get up to the second level? That's gonna be crazy.
This game looked like
Do I even have this game still? Oh my goodness!
Did you get rid of it?
I think I did.
Oh no! See, look, you're a lonely dragonfly rider. Just,
I can find Destiny, the original, on my shelf quite easily.
I'm pretty sure I've still got my copy of Destiny 1 over in my game folder.
Yeah, it's in my game cabinet.
So,
Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh, there it is. No, that's not. That's Farpoint.
let's see. the last bit of news is just a little bit of a fun thing. Before we'll talk GDQ here in just a minute.
Yeah.
But I found this interesting, and I wanted to share this with everybody.
I found the game on my shelf finally.
Okay. There was a tweet from former Ubisoft developer Charles Randall this week that gave us an interesting insight into some of the models in the game. And that is, you could ride a horse in Assassin's Creed 1 between cities. So if you're going from Jerusalem to Acre, so you didn't have to walk. You could ride a horse, make it trip a little faster. However, those were not horses you were riding. Because Charles Randall said that the horse in Assassin's Creed 1 was just a twisted, effed up human skeleton because our tool chain only worked with bipeds.
Okay.
So they just took a human skeleton and stretched and twisted it and distorted it into a horse shape and then put like a horse skin on top of it.
That's actually that's kind of a common thing to do, like where you cut corners to make something work like that. And while as hilarious as that is, I mean, you can always look back at I think it's Half-Life 2, and you can see like cars moving down the roads and stuff off in the distance. You can't see them up close, or maybe it was like a railway I don't know what it was, but we'll just go with cars for the sake of this argument. And if you ever do like any out of bounds stuff and like no clip down there, you end up seeing that these cars are like just hollow models stuck on top of people, and it's people just running down the road.
Is there like an out of bounds video of that you can find on YouTube? Because I will have to see this.
Oh yeah, give me a second. I'll see if I can find this.
So that is hilarious. There's probably tons of stories like that and like this with creative ways that developers use the tools in ways that they weren't really intended to do what they needed them to do. So, and I'm watching this Assassin's Creed 1 video, and I'm like, this is the game. This is the kind of thing I would love to see a remake of. It's time for a remake of Assassin's Creed 1. Because that game is hard to go back to. That first one.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not Half-Life 2. I could have sworn it was.
So, well, we can look for that at some point and put that somewhere so that people can see that. But I wanted to end here with your favorite part of the show 2 times a year. And that's where we get to talk about the schedule for GDQ.
Yes, starting tomorrow, which will be Sunday for us. And that'll be, I guess by the time people are hearing this, Tuesday?
Yeah, this will probably be up.
If I get the episode cut and uploaded. Games Done Quick will have started. And they're doing their Summer Games Done Quick event for 2022. And I'm totally not stalling to pull up the schedule
I've got
again,
the schedule up here. They're starting with Shadow of the Colossus this time.
Yes, they are.
That's a fun game.
It really is. And actually, their first day is... usually their first day is always really good. I mean, this one's all right, but... I mean, Shadow of the Colossus, that's always a good one that they always have in the show occasionally. Sonic Generations, the 3DS version. I don't think anyone's ever done a run of that at a GDQ, so it's going to be really interesting. Plus, I never got to play the 3DS version myself, so I don't know what to expect from that.
Yeah.
They'll have WarioWare Touch.
The Virtual Console version on the Wii U. They're not playing that on a DS.
Rolled out. I'm not sure what that game is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Mass Effect, no Mako glitch for the PC. And this is just Mass Effect. It's not even Legendary Edition. Well, it could be Legendary Edition. I don't know. But Mass Effect 1. But of course, you also have your Kirby game. You got your Pokemon Snap as a bonus game. You got your they're going to do a recap of the stuff that they started on within like 5 or 6 games of starting. Then they're going to get right into Spyro the Dragon, Perfect Dark, and then you're on the next day of the schedule. Oh man. But this is their first live event returning after, COVID happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's going to be really nice to have the crowd back
It
behind the
really
runners.
is. It's a very limited crowd, but it is nice. And anyone who's been like a fan of GDQ for years, you're going to see a lot of like the older people returning for runs because and people did complain about this, but I mean, these are the guys that people want there, really. So, and that's like, I get that we need, to promote new people, but I don't know, maybe some favoritism was made somewhere. And
I think because this is the first live one back, they wanted to just have those familiar faces.
that might be it. I know there was very vocal complaints even by some of the staff members. But they were saying like, oh, out of all these runners, you only have this many females and it's like, how many females actually submitted?
Yeah.
Why you don't this person would not actually know this, and it's like maybe their runs weren't as entertaining as the other ones that were picked. We don't know.
Yeah, you'll never know the behind the scenes stuff of things like that. So, Monday has some good stuff though, like Legend of Zelda, the 2019 version of Link's Awakening, Phasmophobia. They're doing a run of.
I'm trying to find the awful game blog on here. I'm not seeing it. Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have a Sonic block starting with like Knuckles Chaotic.
I don't see anything that just jumps out at me as this is the awful game section. Nothing labeled like that.
I'm not seeing that either. Target Boy commits tax evasion 100% run. That's gonna be cool. That is a very fun game if you've never played it.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I've thought about downloading it a couple times because it's still up on Game Pass. And
it is a very short game. I'm really not seeing the awful game block in here, but they usually have some games that are just so bad they're just fun to watch.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you can see I've got the I'll have the schedule on the video, scrolling through so people can see.
And best of all, they're ending with Elden Ring.
Nice.
That's a game super new still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a Steam summer sale going on right now, and that game is still full price. And it's the first game that you see on the Bandai Namco page of Steam for the summer sale.
Looks like there's 2 different possible Elden Ring runs to end the show.
Yes.
So
the first one's all Remembrances, which 2-hour run, and even then they're crunching in a lot of stuff to do. Apparently, from what I've heard from various runners talking about about how that run's going to have to go. And then we got an 80% run, which will be 33 minutes. And I know for a while there, like the world record was like sub 7 minutes.
wow.
So I mean, that's going to be really entertaining to see.
Yeah.
Like, how do you beat this game in 7 minutes?
The Metroid Dread Run on July 2nd is going to be one I'm going to be interested.
80%. Let's see. In MMG, what is MMG? I don't know what that's short for.
I'm trying to think of anything in the game. I don't know.
No Metroid gun. There we go.
So that would be hard if you can't use your gun.
It's like, is this a spoiler? There's Metroids in Metroid?
I mean,
don't say it. We don't want to spoil a Metroid game.
No, that would be very bad.
We?
I would be run off of the internet if I spoiled a Metroid game. So
they have a number of races I'm looking forward to. Like there's the Super Mario Maker 2 race.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a relay race where you have a lot of the top Mario game runners just out there. Grand Pooh Bear, Pangaea Panga, Carl gosh, it's Carl Sagan 42 or Sagan. I don't know how to say his name. Yeah, you know, we
Mario
got too much
World.
stuff going on here.
Mario World is getting a race as well. Ocarina of Time's getting a randomizer.
Yes, and oh man, Ocarina of Time randomizers, those are amazing. Which day is that on?
That is on Friday. Friday at 4:38 p.m.
Oh, I might actually be able to catch that.
That's Spike, Vegeta, and Knuckler.
Spike and his wife.
Ah.
It's a randomizer co-op. So basically, they're both going to be playing the same randomized, or they'll be playing a randomizer version of the game, not the same version, but they're going to be linked through something on there where like Spike's going to find something in a chest and he'll send it over to Nuke, and she's going to be like, oh, okay, well, this is my sword now. Here, let me open this chest, and maybe it'll give her something, or it'll like throw an ice trap or give something to Spike.
Nice.
So it's a weirdly shared inventory that you find, I guess. It's like part of your items are in one world and other parts in the other.
That would be so weird to play.
And they've tried to do like I think it was a 32-person version of that, or maybe a 20-person. That ended up being chaotic, I guess.
Can't imagine.
They had a lot of trouble getting it started, and finally it just. But that was like maybe a year and a half ago on that one.
Well, there you go.
And that wasn't a GDQ run. That was me watching Spike stream for that.
Yeah. You can see the whole GDQ schedule at Games Done Quick /schedule. If you want, I'll put a link.
GamesDoneQuick.com/schedule.
I will put a link in the show notes for the video version.
And I already got like a small preview watching speedrun sessions hosted by Grand Pooh Bear earlier, which it was him running Super Mario Celeste, a Super Mario World ROM hack, where you basically play Celeste. Andy, he was running Legend of Zelda Link to the Past randomizer. I forget her name, but she ran Star Fox 64, and then you had Mitch Flower Power running Super Mario Brothers 3.
Cool.
And they're all like big names in the communities. I don't know the Star Fox girl. I apologize, but apparently she's really awesome for what I got to see her doing.
I'm waiting to see a run of Go-Go Beckham Adventures on Soccer Island at GDQ.
Well, if we can find that the Awful Games block, it might be in there.
That's actually a kind of a fun game if you've never played it.
Sure it is, Tony. Sure it is.
The less I play it, the more fun I have.
I didn't say it was a great game. It is kind of fun where you play as David Beckham and you kick a soccer ball around in a platformer, and you can only attack if you kick the soccer ball at enemies. So,
what was that golf game Bart Simpson was playing?
I don't know.
Someone made that an actual playable game, like you can play it through the web browser.
I remember seeing that, but I don't remember what it is. So, but there you go. That will be the show for this week. So, thank you very much, Cole, for being here.
Thank you for having me, as always.
And Ethan, thank you for being here as well.
Yeah, it's great to be back. We enjoyed our 2 weeks off. It gave me time to recover and to enjoy work.
Yeah.
And gave me time to think up the bright idea of doing a video version of the podcast again.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm leaving that to you, not me.